Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Ryan, and this week I'm going to try and see if I can refit the decals to this bike. I've got the decals, I've got some photographs that I took before I removed them, which I took measurements. So I'm going to try and get the decals back fitted where they were previously. I think this is going to be a slow process for me. I'm just going to try marking them up, securing them with some masking tape, and then slowly applying them. So let's see how successful that becomes. Right, let me get started. Right, well, here's my first decal, and it goes somewhere around there. So that's what I'm sort of aiming for. And from my photographs, I photoed this line here, and the top of the decal was about 3 inches from the base of that. So let's mark that up, position it up, and try and hold it in place temporarily. I think that's the way I'm going to go anyway. So that's what I'm aiming for. And I can see that the back line of that sticker here falls directly down in line with this back edge. So I'm going to get that lined up properly and then try and line it across, and then make sure that this edge is still the 3 inches above that bottom line there. So not going to be easy this. Let's see what I can do. I'm trying to get the height right here. So when I took it off, I measured that there was about 5 centimeters from that corner to that bottom edge there, which is about what I've got there. So that, so that there is about the same distance as I had when I measured it before. So I think that height there is about right. And I think I've got a backup measurement as well. Let's try. Yeah. So from the bottom line of the decals down to the edge there was just over 5 centimeters. Let's see how. Yeah. So that's about right. That is about right. Okay. So I think I need to secure that more carefully, and then I've already cleaned the tank up, take the backing off, and then very gently try and apply it. And I think I should start at one end and work my way along. Yeah, that's how I think it should be done. Nerve-wracking. Is that in the vinyl or is that just in the... See, now I'm not sure, because I've got this backing paper and the backing paper's got blisters on it, but I don't believe that's the vinyl. I think that's just the backing paper. Well, I think it's on. Let's see how bad it is. Okay, not great. Not great. I've got blistering here and a bit there. Now, can this be lifted carefully and reapplied? Clearly not very easily. Can I stretch it? Awful. Okay, not happy with that. Let's see what I can do about it. Let's see what I can do about it. See, it's just lifting there. Which probably means I've got the angle wrong. Maybe it needs to be lifted up slightly higher. What's the secret? Do I need heat? I'm struggling to get this side to lay down properly. I'm going to try applying a little bit of warmth to it. Maybe that will help. I don't know. This is frustrating. I'm just doing it wrong. Have I just screwed it up? I don't know. Okay, it's fitted. It is not perfect. That was much harder than I anticipated it was going to be. I have just been trying, lifting, removing, pushing, squeezing 45 minutes, 50 minutes just to get that one on there. And there's still little tiny bubbles down here that I've tried pushing out, but I'm not lifting it again. So they can be seen in some light. There we go, we can see them there. But they don't stand out. And I may continue just to try and work them out. But for now, that's on, and that's how it's staying. And that was damn difficult. Okay, one down, about a dozen more to go. Okay, so I'm trying to position the second decal, and so I'm just doing my best to measure from that point to there, and then get it exactly the same from that point to there, so that the decals are level on both sides. Because I think if you sit on the bike, it's going to be very obvious if they're different. So I'm concentrating here, and then the exact position it ends up there I don't think is as critical, although I am aiming to get exactly the same on both sides, there and there. So it's tacked in place, letting some sun get on it to warm it up a bit, because I think that will help, and then I'll try and apply it in a minute. That was the one job I've probably hated the most doing the entire bike. I will sit and I will rub and clean for hours, but that is just stressful and difficult. It's on, it is not perfect. I have tried my damnedest. There's still slight creasing here and here, and if I work that any more, I'm just going to make it worse. So I've cut my losses and stopped there. There are clearly people who can fit decals a damn sight better than me. I've got the right levels. It looks okay, but it's not as good as I was hoping. Okay, well, I might revisit that, but for now, if someone's watching this and you've never tried that before, don't underestimate just how damn difficult that is, because they do not want to just sit still. They just wrinkle and crease, and they don't sit straight. I mean, maybe on a flat panel it would be easy, but not on this. Okay, lesson learnt. Something I cannot do. Certainly not well. Now, whilst I'm working on the cosmetics, one issue that I've developed is that my starter motor has always been quite lazy, and it's just recently started making quite a high-pitched whining noise when I'm trying to use it. So I'm going to see if this other starter motor that came off the other engine is any better. See if I can give it a quick test, and if it seems to be working, then I'm going to see if I can strip it down, give it a good clean up and swap them over, because it looks grubby but it feels largely alright. So I mean, I can turn it quite freely, so don't know, I'm thinking I'm going to give that a quick try now. I've just connected it up to a battery and it spun lovely, so let's see if I can cosmetically clean it up a bit. I'm going to need to start with just the old wire brush, and see how we go. Okay, well that's it, having a quick clean up. So not polished or anything, but just cleaned up. That I think looks fine, so I'm going to try fit that on the bike, see how that responds. Right, well that's new starter motor fitted, well not new, replacement. Let's see if it responds, turns over. Right, that's interesting. That only sounds better. That is turning over much faster than the previous starter motor was. Well, that's certainly going to help me start it. The fuel was off, so it wasn't going to start then. But okay, no, that's good. That is good progress. Alright, let me carry on. Still trying to get these decals finished, but I've actually, another setback. I won't even bore you with all the details and technicalities, but the rear cowl is back in primer because I wasn't happy with it again. Once that's done, I can refit it, but I can't put the decals on the side panels because they need to line up with the decals that are on the rear. So pausing for the moment, but I will reconvene later. Okay, so I've ran it a couple of times to warm it up, and now this bike is currently consuming hours and hours of time for what appears to be very slow progress. That's all I've got time for this week, and this is how it's currently looking. So, you know, the decal on the tank, the side panels are waiting, the back cowl is in primer, so as soon as that's had a day to cure, it's going to top coat. Then I can get the decals on the back, run them down here, line them up, and then continue them on the side panel. Close, so close. Okay, look, thanks very much for your time. Please do like and subscribe, and we will continue. Nearly there, so nearly there.